rated mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised. Broadcasting from the Big Peach of Atlanta, Georgia. A show unfiltered, unscripted, raw. The Patriot Angle Podcast.
The greatest work of art in the history of civilization is right here. Not my painting, but what I painted. This work of art, the Star-Spangled Banner. Old Glory, our American flag. Why is she the greatest flag in the history of this world? Because this is the only one. Now, the French flag represents French people. The beautiful Italian flag represents Italians. The Russian flag, Russians, and so on around the world. Why is she the best? Because she represents all of us. All of us are from around the world. That's who Americans are. We're from every corner of this earth. Every organic culture from every point on this planet comes here for a better life. Sometimes there's a struggle. We're not always perfect. We hit speed bumps. I'd rather hit a speed bump here than somewhere else in the world, if you know what I mean. Under this flag, you get to fight for your dream, and you get to fight and express your grievances. So when I see you desecrating the flag, it makes no sense. Think about what I just said. You hold the flag high when you're fighting for something. You don't desecrate it, because that flag allows you to change your life, and we can be better.
Hello, folks. Welcome to Friday. Holds that dear to their heart, as I do. 4th of July weekend, or otherwise known as Independence Day, has a tradition going back to the 18th century and the American Revolution, when our country, folks, declared on this day, July 2nd, 1776, the Continental Congress voted in favor of independence to this great country. And 2 days later, delegates from the 13 original colonies adopted the Declaration of Independence, an historic document drafted by Thomas Jefferson. From 1776 to present day, July 4th has been celebrated as a birth of an American independence, with festivities ranging from fireworks, parades, and concerts to more occasional family gatherings and barbecues. Why is an American Revolution of independence celebrated so dear to American hearts? Well, maybe you should watch this video and you'll see why, folks.
Summer, Americans. Our nation's birth on July 4th, 1776. That's when the Continental Congress approved the Declaration of Independence, the revolutionary document in which the 13 American colonies announced they were free from British rule. But bet you didn't know, some people think we should actually celebrate on July 2nd, not the 4th. That was the day the delegates actually voted on the Declaration. They just didn't have the written document completed and printed until the 4th. Ready for some more 4th of July facts? Well, for starters, Philadelphia's famous Liberty Bell was not rung on July 4th, 1776. Its big moment came 4 days later, on July 8th, to honor the first public reading of the Declaration. No fewer than 3 presidents, all of them among the nation's founding fathers, died on Independence Day. John Adams and Thomas Jefferson died hours apart from each other on July 4th, 1826. 50 years after the nation declared its independence from Britain. James Monroe also died on July 4th, in 1831. From the beginning, Americans marked the birth of independence with parades, speeches, music, and public readings of the Declaration. Artillery salutes, a key feature of the earliest Independence Day celebrations, went out of fashion as cannons fell out of use by the late 19th century. But there's one early tradition that hasn't gone out of style: fireworks. Congress first authorized pyrotechnics as part of 4th of July celebrations way back in 1777. Today, more than 14,000 fireworks displays go off across the nation every July 4th. The largest of these is the Macy's 4th of July Spectacular in New York City. Some 75,000 pounds of fireworks go off during the roughly half-hour show, which is attended by 2 million people. And since 1941, most Americans have gotten to enjoy a little relaxation with their fireworks. Congress made Independence Day a federal legal holiday that year. And we bet you didn't know it's one of only 4 federal holidays, along with New Year's Day, Veterans Day, and Christmas, that are celebrated on the same calendar date each year.
Yes. So celebrate 4th of July, folks. Please. I think this 4th of July should be special to so many hearts out there because we are suffering on the likes of things that we are literally suffering from today. Folks, last year we couldn't have celebrated 4th of July. Last year was probably one of the first 4th of July celebrations that we could not celebrate due to the pandemic. But folks, let us ring in our independence this year, folks. Let us ring in our true celebration of independence. With that being said, folks, I'm going to take a quick little break, and we'll be right back after these words.
I was born on the 4th of July. Grew some wings and learned to fly. Got a wind on my back just like I like. I said simplify, simplify. Don't know where to go.
Ready to simplify life with diabetes? Get started today with a free 30-day Omnipod DASH trial. Go to omnipod.com/free for risk information, instructions for use, and free trial terms and conditions. Consult your healthcare provider before starting on Omnipod. Simplify diabetes. Simplify life. Omnipod.
The Patriot Angle Podcast on demand. All right, folks, we're back to the show. Back to the show of shows, right? As we are getting ready for the 4th of July weekend, which I hope everybody's getting ready for, because, I said time after time, folks, that 4th of July holds a special bond in my heart. I think it should hold a bond to everybody's heart, because it's a day we celebrate our independence as a country 300 some odd years ago. But now I want to get into another article here. Yes, another article. I've been getting into the last couple of recent episodes with Donald Trump. Yes, Donald Trump is literally pretty much coming back in the limelight, right? I mean, we seen Donald Trump basically tease a 2024 run just earlier this week. Check this out, guys, when he was visiting the border. Check it out. I mean, yeah.
Your future plans. Now, I have a funny... Let me ask the crowd of everybody here, would you like to see the president run again in 2024? Let me ask you this, without giving the answer what the answer is, have you made up your mind? Yes.
Wow.
Why does Joe Biden get a pass?
The Democrats get a pass. Hillary Clinton got a pass. The Democrats get a pass. You look at a guy like Bill Barr, they said they're going to impeach him. And once they said they're going to impeach him, he became afraid. He became afraid. I said, what's wrong with you? He became scared. They go after people. They go after them so hard and so viciously. They come after me. New York radical left prosecutors come after me. You got to always fight. You got to keep fighting. It's a disgusting thing. It's very unfair.
Probably the most deadly aspect of what is happening, and that is the importation of the deadly drug of fentanyl. Just 2 milligrams of fentanyl is a deadly dose. And just this calendar year, the Texas Department of Public Safety has seen a 2,000% increase in the amount of fentanyl that they have apprehended, and that's not counting what Border Patrol has apprehended.
We're going over to the border right now, but we're going to the real part of the border where there's real problems, not a part where you look around and you don't see anybody.
Yeah, right. I mean, Trump is right, guys. Trump is right. I mean, what more does he have to prove? Literally, check this out.
We're OfferPad, the new way homes are sold. Go to OfferPad.com, tell us about your home, and we'll send you a great purchase offer. Or, if that's not your style, we can also list your home with tons of free OfferPad services.
Hi! I was able to sell my home, purchase my...
You can invest in the legal cannabis industry with just $5. Americans bought 71% more cannabis in 2020 than in 2019. Legal cannabis has been the fastest growing job sector in the U.S. since 2017. Get stashed.
We're going to admire the wall and how it works, because wherever we have the wall, that's what made the big difference. It made tremendous difference.
It was reminiscent of a 2020 Trump-style rally. Former President Trump taking the stage alongside Governor Abbott, the backdrop, a border wall that now sits unfinished.
It is time to make sure we seal this border and close it down.
Abbott's vowing to pick up where President Trump left off. He wants to finish the wall in Texas as record-high drugs are being smuggled in and border crossings are up.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott demanded the federal government return land that was supposed to go towards Trump's now defunded federal wall so Texas can use that land and build a wall of its own.
The federal government has a legal responsibility under the federal immigration laws to do it.
In a podcast interview, the governor also said he'll solicit donations to help pay for the wall, where anyone in the world can contribute. He says the fund will be overseen by the Texas governor's office and promises every penny will go towards wall construction.
Yeah, folks. We're back to the wall again. We are back to the wall. I mean, folks, this is really, you know, I couldn't imagine, you know, Trump wanting to run against Democrats, right? I don't think he wanted to run again, but I don't think he has a choice. I do not think he has a choice because, folks, these are broken, twisted thieves of nut jobs in office, folks. Literally. I mean, you know, what more do I have to say about this, folks? So, you know, folks, you know, it shouldn't be left to state governors and mayors to step up with this border issue. Yes, we have border issues, and it's not going away, folks, and it won't go away until we secure this damn border. Seal it up, secure it, and defend America's basically security. I mean, what other words should I use about it, folks? It's time to do the right thing. We're clearly not seeing that from Joe Biden. I thought this border issue was done for. Well, it's not going to be done for because we don't have the same president that we had for the last 4 years. We have a Nimrod that has to look 4 different directions and ask questions and ask, oh, am I allowed to say that? Doesn't even know what to do with the border. Neither of them do. Him or Kamala. So here's Abbott here giving an update here on the border here. I want to plug this right into the show here. Sound clip number 7, please.
That this is the most consequential letter and document and resolution signed by any governor in modern history. This document will go down as one of the most important documents in the history of Texas, because it's reclaiming our land, our border, our country, our state for the people of Texas and America. We are being invaded.
Yeah.
That term has been used in the past, but it's never been more true. We're on pace to apprehend nearly 2 million people this year, compared to 400 to 500,000 in the past. For every one we catch, we don't know how many we don't catch, but if it's 2 to 1 or 3 to 1, that means this year 2 to 3 million people could be coming into Texas and into America. The questions are never asked by anyone on the left or in the administration of what happens to these people. What do you do with a 14-year-old boy from Central America, doesn't speak English, who's 3 grade levels behind? What does he do when he comes to America? They just let him go free. You can't put a 14-year-old in the 5th grade class. What is his future? Crime? Low wages? No future? What happens in our healthcare system, our emergency rooms? What's the reality of the people coming? The criminals that are filling up MS-13 and other gangs in the state and all across the country, making them more powerful. The drugs that are coming in. This is a fight for our survival. Since the governor and I were elected in 2014, along with our finance chair, Jane Nelson, Governor, the total is now, with this current budget, Texas taxpayers will have spent $4.4 billion. That's 4.4.
Jeez.
Since 2015, doing the work that the federal government should be doing. They have left us no choice. President Trump was getting the border under control.
Yeah.
Had we had 4 more years with him, we would be in total control of this border.
You're damn right we would be.
All of the protocols that he set in place, the wall that he was building that now President Biden is no longer funding.
It's sick, folks. Are you listening to this? Mr. President, yeah, that's President Biden to you. President Biden, are you hearing this? Are you hearing the true horror that you literally caused the American people? I mean, folks, this is what's going on. Yeah. This is what's going on. I'm gonna pause it right there. You know, folks, this is what's going on. This is what's going on in this sick Biden America that we're living under. Literally, folks. If we still had President Trump under administration, if he was still the president of this country, the border would be secured, sealed, and done for. We wouldn't have criminal cartels, drugs, everything pouring into this country. Because it's terrible, folks. It's terrible. What's going on in this country is terrible. Here's another visit here. Former President Trump visiting the southern border. This was just earlier today. Check this out, guys. As you hear, folks, the music entry of former President Trump visiting the U.S. southern border in McAllen, Texas. Check this out, guys. He's about to go on stage right now. Beautiful music. Beautiful music.
From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston.
Well, howdy, everybody. Let me tell you, this is Governor Greg Abbott, and join me in welcoming back to Texas a great friend of Texas, President Donald Trump. He's always been a great friend and a lover of the people of Texas. But I got to tell you what, he did more than any other president has ever done to secure our border.
And that's the truth, folks. That is the truth.
And we've seen what's happened in the aftermath of his presidency with the Biden administration. You look at this border, and you look what you see. You see, an unfinished border. This is Biden's fault because President Biden is not continuing what President Trump began. President Biden needs to start right there and finish building the border wall that President Trump began putting back up. As you can tell, President, it's far different than it was when you were president, but it's more than just the wall. It's the consequences of what has occurred because of the lack of a wall. Get these numbers because look at year over year. The increase in the number of people coming across the border from last April to this April is almost 1,000%. The percent of apprehensions from last May to this May is increased almost 800.
Yeah. Are you hearing the numbers, folks?
And we are
this is terrible.
Coming not just from 3 or 4 countries across the globe. People are coming across our border from more than 150 countries across the entire globe. It is time to make sure we seal this border and close it down.
Shouldn't even talking, but when you think about it, we did so well that it wasn't an issue. We did well in the election for other reasons because we rebuilt our military and we came up with a vaccine in 9 months that everybody said couldn't be done in 3 or 4 or 5 years, and so many other things. And I also want to thank, because I see him, Jim Banks is here. Steady. Where's Jim? Jim, where are you, Jim? You know, and he's another guy that I'll tell you, he's called strong, silent. Not all of our congressmen are strong and silent, and certainly our congresswomen aren't strong and silent. That we know for sure, right, Lauren? To cut very hard to do anything about, and we have to get that painted now. They have to paint it. Because if they don't paint it, bad things are happening. I'm looking, and it has to be painted. And the best color to paint it is black. Because if you paint it black, it's so hot, nobody can even try to climb it. Not that they're successful anyway. Those are anti-climb panels on top, which I didn't want to do, but they said, sir, we need them, and they are great protection. It's the exact wall. We worked with the governor on this. It's the exact wall that Border Patrol, ICE, and all of the professionals wanted, the sheriffs.
All right, folks, I'm going to stop it right there. Folks, this is bad. This is bad. By the way, President Trump visiting the actual border, where Kamala Harris literally visited El Paso. Remember, earlier this week I had a podcast that I plugged in with Kamala Harris finally visiting Texas. She said she was going to go to the border. Well, she didn't really go to the border, folks. She actually went to El Paso, which is nowhere near the border and where the real problems are. Trump, literally, on the other hand, visiting a section of the wall that's still not done. And is that Trump's fault? No. You know whose fault that really is, folks? That should be placed on the current administration of what we have right now. Literally. What we have right now is an administration that does not want to do anything about it. They don't. They don't want to even finish the wall. They don't. They can care two craps about it. They can care two craps about it. While on the other hand, in other news, oh boy, it gets worse and worse, folks. On the other side, on the Democratic side, oh boy, did you see the press conference with Jen Psaki? Literally doosying over hot dogs and the whole so-called July 4th scenario. Yeah, check this out here. A reporter asking about July 4th and literally festivities of hot dogs and celebration. I guess this is their answer to all this. Check this out. This is craziness. Craziness.
So does the White House think that 16 cents off a barbecue has more of an impact on people's lives than gas being $1 more this time?
I would say if you don't like hot dogs, you may not care of the reduction of cost. You don't have to like hot dogs.
Can't buy a hot dog for 16 cents.
A reduction of. I will say that what we are most focused on is the fact that we've created now more than 3 million jobs since the president took office. That's what we're focused on, and continuing to implement additional.
Once again, taking credit for Trump's accomplishments, not Biden. Trump's.
Andrea, just gonna switch gears. Great.
Are the best choice for the Democrats in 2020? Why didn't President Obama endorse you?
I asked President Obama not to endorse. Have you seen anybody draw bigger crowds than me here in this state?
Yes.
You're going to go after me no matter what. Yeah, you. And it's
Craziness, folks. Right back after these words. Don't go anywhere. Brought to you by Anchor Podcasting Network.
President, I'm wondering if you have a comment on this report and court filing out of Arkansas that your son Hunter just made you a grandfather again.
No, that's a private matter. I have no comment.
Mr. Vice President,
You would ask that.
Thank you.
You're a good man. You're a good man.
Thank you guys. This is all the time we have.
Mr. Vice President, how many times have you ever spoken to your son about his overseas business dealings?
I've never spoken to my son about his overseas business.
And so how do you know?
Here's what I know. I know Trump deserves to be investigated. He is violating every basic norm of a president. You should be asking him the question, why is he on the phone with a foreign leader, trying to intimidate a foreign leader, if that's what happened. That appears what happened. You should be looking at Trump. Trump's doing this because he knows I'll beat him like a drum. And he's using
This guy is delusional. Yeah, it's Delusional Joe. Remember that? Remember that, guys? When Delusional Joe was saying he's going to beat him like... Oh, God. And he should be investigated? Oh, I think it's the other way around, Joey. I think you should be investigated on so many crimes that you violated. Not only as a candidate then for president, but as a sitting president now. You are violating so many crimes. It's unreal. But will Nancy basically put the hammer down? No. No, because you're their puppet. And guess what? The puppet masters don't want to get rid of their puppet. Yeah. A new job created? Oh, man. They haven't created 3 million jobs. Jobs came back when states stopped the lockdowns and extra unemployment benefits. We all know that, folks. He continues to deny and deflect whenever he can't answer a question about his dealings with his son. That's the real thing that's going on with Joe. That's the real craziness. So not only are we seeing craziness with the border, we're seeing lies coming out of this administration like no tomorrow. It's craziness, folks. Real chaotic craziness. I mean, it's craziness. I hope everybody's enjoying this podcast. I'm going a little bit 1,000 miles an hour here. I'm trying to fast forward here to all the trending news that's basically coming out of this week. Trump being in the news, to Jen Psaki dodging questions for 4th of July festivities this weekend. I guess she wants to socially distance, or their administration wants to socially distance. No gatherings around 4th of July. Yeah, they're trying to destroy that. But, what more are we going to see, folks? What more? It's just craziness. Craziness stuff coming out. Here's another article coming out of The Hill. Oh, God, earlier today. The Hill basically saying Nevada County votes to rename road President Trump Way. Oh, okay. A Nevada county wants to put a proposal in Nevada, and I believe that they voted. I'm not sure if they voted yet, or if the votes went through, that they want to rename a road President Trump Way. Of course, after the former President Trump, the Lyon County Board of County Commissioners. Oh, so they did vote. Yes, okay. So they voted this past Thursday, folks, to pass the measure with only one commissioner voting against it. So every commissioner voted for it, with the exception of just one that voted against it. So I guess they did win. Other names suggested to replace Old Dayton Valley Road with President Donald Trump Way, or President Trump Way, or 45 Way. Oh, wow, they had a lot of different names. Commissioner Robert Jacobson, who voted no, so that was the only commissioner, folks, that voted against it. Commissioner Jacobson, said that the decision-making process should have involved the public, according to the local outlet. Okay. The public comments portion of the proposal meeting drew mixed responses. One resident reportedly said that the name change makes sense since 70% of the county voted for the former president. Others were less pleased about the prospect of the road being named after Trump, according to the outlet. And then it goes here in saying that one person said that there is a better use of county funds than renaming a street for someone so polarizing and divisive. What? Oh, okay. So I guess there was better county funds for Barack Obama named in a street in Orlando, Florida. Yeah, guys, if you actually go to Orange County, Florida, there near Orlando, you're going to run into Barack Obama. I think it's like Parkway or Drive or something like that. Oh, shouldn't they used better funds for that? Oh, no, that was different. That was different, right? That was different, yeah. Or other roads that were named after former presidents and governors and mayors, right? Those funds should have went somewhere else, right, folks? Right? I mean, am I right or wrong? I mean, just more idiocy from the far left, because this president, this former 45th president of the United States, Trump, has gone through so many people's heads that they're literally going bonkers. In other news, White House goes into damage control mode after reports of dysfunction in Kamala Harris's office. What? Oh boy, you're going to want to hear this, folks. The White House drove into damage control this week after reports of dysfunction and infighting in Vice President Kamala Harris's office. What? Oh boy. Oh boy. This is nuts. What is going on? What is going on, folks?
The Tomorrow War.
What is going on? I mean, the administration was trying to stop a drama-filled narrative from taking hold, according to 5 people. Yeah, listen to this here.
Reports of rising tension between the staffs of the president and the vice president. Axios reports that top White House officials are rushing to defend Vice President Harris, but according to unnamed sources, her team has had PR bungles and public bickering and infighting between her staff and the president's staff. One of the president's senior advisors told Axios, quote, "It's a whisper campaign designed to sabotage her." Press Secretary Jen Psaki said this of the vice president.
I will say that the vice president is an incredibly important partner to the president of the United States. She has a challenging job, a hard job, and she has a great supportive team of people around her. But
they're trying, even the press secretary is trying to come to her aid. Oh boy. But 2 people close to Harris's team said some individuals inside the vice president's office are frustrated with what they see. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy, is the Biden circle coming crashing down around them? Yes. Even the inner circle of Biden is very frustrated of what they see. Oh, yeah, they come into their senses that this administration doesn't have the agenda nor any message to what they call build back better. Build back what better? Build what better? How can you build back better of anything that Trump accomplished? That's like that's like a little kid that doesn't get their way. Oh, we could do better. We could do better. Oh boy. Oh boy. But folks, I don't know if it's you or me, but I think a lot of people are seeing the trust and the confidence when these two are together, meaning Harris and Biden. The American people are starting to scratch their heads like, why does Harris have to be constantly around Biden everywhere they go? I mean, it's a little funny if you ask me, right? So, I'm telling you, folks. I'm gonna take another break here because we're running low here on time on the show here. So I'm gonna take a quick little break and we'll be right back after these words, folks. Don't go anywhere. Oh boy.
As your small business changes, your business insurance should too.
It's time to get a second opinion on our insurance.
Our small business insurance experts will give you a second opinion you can trust. Get an instant quote and save up to 20% with Byberg.
All right, folks, we're back here on the show. We're running low on time, folks. I want to get into this last topic here. Trouble in Biden land. Yeah, we're having some trouble in I guess according to the Biden administration, technical difficulties. Yeah, like that's not shocking, right? White House now, a new article coming out of Breitbart that White House dismisses sources, anonymous sources, ripping Kamala Harris's, despite, or what? Folks, I got to read this again because I don't think it's written correctly. I'm just kind of going off the article here. That this White House is dismissing anonymous sources, ripping Kamala Harris, despite frequently using anonymous sources. There you go. I think they just had it written kind of wrong here. I'm just going over the article here. A trending article coming out of Breitbart. I love Breitbart. Everything that kind of comes out of Breitbart usually makes sense, except for this title. I don't know who wrote it. But whoever wrote it kind of wrote the headline a little all-fetched a little bit. But anyway, according to the article here, that the White House earlier today on Friday dismissed comments from an anonymous source complaining about the abusive enforcement in Vice President Harris's office in recent reports. Oh, she's getting a little abusive, and she's showing enforcement? Oh, is she trying to get a power trail over the rest of the administration? Oh, this is not shocking to most Americans. We knew that when these two got elected in, that it was only going to be a matter of time before Harris was going to try to somewhat get her hands on presidency. We all knew this was going to happen. But according to an anonymous report, it says that, and I quote, "I would first note that I try not to speak to or to engage on anonymous reports or anonymous sources," a White House press secretary, Jen Psaki, said during the daily press reporting. This anonymous report or sources when asked about the reports. So is it going back and forth, folks? I mean, more covering up here on the administration of Biden. The White House frequently and systematically uses anonymous sources to brief reporters on their forthcoming agenda, requiring them to agree to only refer to as officials as senior administration official. Oh, is that the new wording now? We have to refer them, folks, or refer to officials as a senior administration official. That's the wording that we have to use now. Anonymous White House officials told Axios in a report Friday that the vice president's office is a shit show. Oh boy. And then earlier this week, in the middle of this week on Wednesday, Politico reported short fuses in the office and an abusive environment. Yeah, that's going towards the vice president's office, Harris, that she's showing very abusive type of workplace environment. But then, I don't know if you just heard the soundbite here I plugged into the show, when Psaki was basically defending Harris as an incredibly important partner to President Joe Biden, despite reports featuring staff members complaining about the brutal working environment. Oh, yeah, she's saying, the press secretary saying that Harris is an incredible, important partner. If she's so incredible, why is there now, folks? That's the police department coming to arrest Harris and Biden. My sound guys in the background putting some sound effects up. Really, really good timing, guys. Thank you for that one. Why is, if it's such an incredible work environment, and Harris is such an incredible, important partner to Biden, why is there now staff members complaining about brutal aggressiveness in the administration? But then if you go to see here in the sound clip that I plug in, she goes to defend Harris and says she has a challenging job, a hard job, and she has a great supportive team of people around her, Psaki said. Oh boy, I'm telling you. Here comes a tweet here on Twitter. I try not to speak or engage on negativity, but this is one far-fetched administration. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more. Even Jen Psaki goes to say on her Twitter account, I think everyone knows the difference between attacking somebody as an anonymous source and providing details on a policy announcement to reporters in an effort to provide information and answer media questions. What? What? Folks, this is just this is getting bad. This is really getting bad. Trouble, like I said, trouble in Biden land. Really. More anti-Kamala leaks coming out of their own administration, folks. Literally. I mean, I'm telling you, folks, this is bad, real bad. But with that being said, folks, I want to close it out here. Like I said, running a little low here on time on this show, but I do want to encourage my listeners and followers on both Instagram and Facebook to come back to Monday's show. Yes, we are going to have a show on Monday. And then also Wednesday and Friday, we will be in Florida. So join us for Wednesday and Friday as I will be in Florida visiting family. But we'll have a show on Wednesday and Friday. So with that being said, folks, thank you for tuning in. I hope you learned something. And I'd like to say one thing in my closing. Are we not learning and exposing the radical left? I think we're having fun doing it. And I really think that there's going to be a great turnaround in the 2022 midterm elections. And, of course, in the general election of 2024. I think we're going to see a really, really awesome surprise in the next coming years. With that being said, folks, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you Monday night.
You just heard an episode of the Patriot Angle Podcast, an Anchor platform.